Okay, I wanted to continue to talk about some things that I think people should really understand, and what is really going on in the world, in the spiritual world, in the physical world, and in the world of the mind. Now, we all search for love, and we search for understanding, and we search for acceptance, and we search for that meaning of what it all means, the meaning of life, the meaning of truth. Well, unfortunately, the more you study, and the more you begin to understand about technology, about history, about truthfully what has been changed and hidden from us, because the powers that be are so scared of the truth and so scared of us, and when we find out, what we will do to them. So I want people to understand that we live in a world where our government has spent obscene amounts of money to put up satellites, to put up things around Earth, to start wars, to kill people that talk about the things that I'm about to talk about. I mean, satellite terrorism, synthetic telepathy. All of these things people need to realize are being run by occultists. Heavy warlock and witches and occultists. Now, what people need to understand is why they're doing this. I want you to understand that people, there are good people, and good people make good ideas and create good things to continue to help each other, to continue to help our home, and to continue to try to do things to pave the way and bless the way for our unborn seeds. This is the natural way of life. This is what my ancestors, the Aboriginal Indians and the Olmecs, believed. They would not change anything in their tribe without looking 8 to 10 years forward to see how it would affect us now. But we don't do that. We have been trained and tricked by technology to just take it, if it's cool, okay, and that's it. It's like GMO foods. Most people are just waking up to the fact that what it is in America. But last year, there was the biggest Monsanto's march against Monsanto's worldwide, and it was blacked out by American TV, and Obama passes the Monsanto's Protection Act. Why is this? Because these witches that are running America, that actually live in the UK, they don't live in America, they live in the UK. And if you know about the UK and all the witches and warlocks and all that history and the Harry Potter bullshit that really has some validity, and they actually really do teach real witchcraft and say real witchcraft in those films, it'll help you understand what's really going on and who owns the NSA and the C.I.A. and MI666 and what it really is, and why they hide these things. And another word for hide is covet. All the Freemasons covet everything. Why is that? Because the fact of the matter is, once we find out what they're doing, how they're doing it, and specifically why they're doing it, you will be a bit pissed off, a bit relieved, and just look at them like you're really fucking stupid. I mean, you won't be scared of them. The fact of the matter is, these people have spent obscene amounts of money to hack into my brain, to hack into your brain, through Wi-Fi, through cell phones, through satellites, just to listen to our thoughts. Now, why is that? Now, I want people to realize, once you understand history and what these people are, and why they're still repeating the same old thing and trying to be the gatekeepers of humanity, and exactly why. Nothing's changed. You need to really wake up and understand the truth about the gelling, because it's all about the gelling. And when I say gelling, most of you people call them angels, and I don't call them angels. I call them gellins. I call them gellins. Comes from for me, it's jealous. Because when we were able to talk directly to God and surpass their mental capacity, they got jealous, the gellin. And then the gellin said, oh no, you can't do that, because we can't do that. It's forbidden for us. How dare you do that? So then the gellin brought war to humanity. And they made us forget how to talk to God. Do you realize this, people? I mean, this is biblically written and then washed over. They even pretty much took the word Nephilim out of the Bible. Because these gellin are running religion. They're putting their false idols, like Michael the angel, who is Lucifer. Because once you understand the laws of the realms and the laws of the witches and how they have their laws in the new worlds and the shadow realms and off worlds and all this stuff, and how they have laws, and so how they have to have new names in other worlds because it's the same demonic entity. So you got to understand, they know this, but they always give it new names, and then they give its offspring new names, like Jesus, when his real name was Yeshua. So they laugh at all the people when they pray to Jesus, and then at the end of their prayer they say Amen, and that's Amen Ra, the sun god. That's why in the Vatican you have sun worship. That's why in the Vatican they still rape little boys, and the last 3 popes have pretty much passed laws to protect pedophiles. They're Freemason Jesuits. So once you understand why they're doing this and who they're still in cahoots with, the gellin, the fallen, and then they still tell you the story that, oh, it was 1.3 angels that fell. Well, all you people that really believe that, take a good look around. When was the last time you saw an angel? And think about the last time you heard about, somebody being killed or sliced up, or a child being raped, or all that stuff. Where was that angel then, huh? Ask yourself that question. But so many people, want to call out to Michael and Raphael and all of these angels and all these male angels, that fell. Because scientifically speaking, think about this. Men are men. It's a man's world. The gellin were the blueprint of men. That's exactly what they were. And God knew God made a mistake by doing this after what happened and what they did to go against God. In actuality, Lucifer's name was Alexander, and he was an off-worlder who started running experimentation on people, and it went against God because he was combining animal and human DNA and making abominations. So then God came down and said, you can't do this. You are going to, create something horrific. And so Alexander and God went to war. And the fallen who was with Alexander / Lucifer, they were cast into the abyss. So they don't really talk about these things, and they don't want you to know about Lilith. She was the key maker or the gatekeeper for the abyss, for Alexander, her father. These people are horrific. What they did to themselves to prolong their lives, and started experimenting with animals and becoming I don't want to even say reptilians, because they're not really reptilians. They're people that started combining animal DNA with their own DNA to prolong their life. And what they got was an abomination. And so these were the higher, upper echelon of, beings. And then the other Jelen followed them. And guess what happened? Humanity was forced to forget how to talk to God. And it's a very scientific process, and I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to be the first one to ever explain it to you. Because I want the government to eat shit and die, and I want everybody to know exactly what the fuck they do. Now, when the Jelen came down and started the war on men and started raping all the beautiful women, because every war throughout humanity has always been about the women, ladies. Every war. When you're conquered, they kill the men, usually kill most of the male children, and rape into the women and spread their seed. That's a standard process in war. So don't forget, it's always been about you, even with the Jelen. So when they came down, Alexander, Lucifer, was a scientist. He was a really, demonic, twisted eugenics, genesis, whatever you want to call it, is just sick. Now, I want you to understand what they did. Now, the mind is a very powerful thing. Now, one thing people don't question in the Bible is how. They just read it and they take it and they move on. But I want you to ask yourself, how did the angels come down from the Tower of Babel, or to the Tower of Babel, and started to make man forget how to talk to God? Well, the last time I looked, there's two ways to make people how to forget things. Number one, witchcraft. Number two, mind control. Bottom line. So, the CIA and NSA, the new witches, have combined both mind control and witchcraft. This is MK Ultra. This is why the Nazis were so obsessed with doing all of the sick, twisted things that they do. So, I want you to understand that this is a process that these evil, twisted men have done for a very long time. And then it's been passed on through history and through science. And how can I explain it? They covet it. Now, when a witch casts a spell on you, a forget me spell, it actually, I'm going to explain the process. What they do is they conjure a demon, and whatever they want you to forget, that little demon lodges itself into your brain and stays there, and you forget it. And this is another form of possession. The CIA and NSA call it trigger control. When you rape a child and then turn her into a asset, instating triggers is standard. These triggers basically are blockers to block off information, to block off abilities, to block off memories, to block off anything that the CIA or NSA doesn't want anybody to know in case one of their spies are captured. Now, this is the same thing the angels did to us when they fell. So how is it that the American government and the NSA and the German government, they're basically doing the same thing? Is it a coincidence? So I want you to understand, I'm going to explain it to you one more time. When a witch casts a spell on you, a forget-me spell, a little goo demon, in Chinese medicine is called goo poison, or a goo worm. And when you're infected, and also, in Stargate, this is why those little, gools are called ghouls. It's the same thing. They just give it to us in different ways, and they don't really tell us what it is, but they do. But you don't understand what it is, because in order for them to control you and to get subliminal acceptance of this, they must show you and tell you. This is what they covet. So once you start to understand the whole big picture of everything and exactly what they've done and how they've twisted things around and what they've done, you come to a greater understanding of how things work. So another thing I want you to understand is, if you're a CIA agent, if you've been put under mind control, it is the witches that do it because they conjure demons. It is a satanic, sadistic mind control ritual that is based on sex magic. And when I say sex magic, that's exactly what it is. When you're in the club listening to your favorite song by your shitty Illuminati bullshit sellout warlock witch artists like Lady Gaga or Chris Brown, all of their music is specifically tuned to hit you in your sexual organs, to make you feel somewhat of euphoric, and when you're in the club and have a few drinks, you're like, oh, that's my song. Why is that? Because it's all about frequency. And they know this. Everyone has a magnetic field around them And all of the things that our government has set up is to destroy our magnetic field so they can throw a demon into your brain anytime that they want. This is what they do. When people get sick, when they start to feel there's something not right, I'm being like, it feels like your brain is being held down. This is the same thing that the angels did when they came down. Same thing. It's just humanity has advanced. And we were always more powerful than the angels. Always. That's what people forget. They're sitting there, oh, Michael, oh, this person, and you know, and can you help me and save me? And I have to pray to you, and can you take my prayer to God and watch over me? Come on, wake the fuck up. These are the same angels that came down and made us forget that we could talk directly to God. And how long ago was that? And how powerful are we now? This is science, people. You may believe in that book, but you don't see what that book's about. And these are facts that I'm telling you. We have gotten more powerful, and that's why the government has gone to extreme amounts of money and technology to keep us from these facts and understanding what has been done to us. So all you CIA agents wondering, you know, how your trigger control works, that's how it works. And for all you people that are targeted individuals, this is what they're doing. I mean, these people are literally, you know, digitally throwing demonic entities in and out of people through Wi-Fi, through cell phones. This is what they do. And then they have computers, actual computers that are casting spells on people. I mean, they sit there and they will literally write a spell into a computer and then tell the computer to execute it on someone. This is what they do with Echelon and Tempest. They're information gathering machines, and they listen to every phone conversation. They know everything about you, and they can hack into just about any computer. And what is the brain? The brain is one of the most advanced computers, if not the most advanced computer on Earth. We just don't know how to use it because they don't want us to. But then again, you know, during mind control and MK Ultra, they program the brain to function like a computer so they can control it. They program the brain to respond to a knock. Now, what's a knock? Well, all you Freemasons know what a knock is. It's called I knock. It's like Sim Sima, who's got the keys to the bimmer? You know, Beanie Man talks about the knock. Now, I'm going to explain to you what the knock is. The knock is the knock on the skull. The knock on the skull to the brain, and the demon knocks on the skull, has a frequency, and then the demon that's inside your brain, that was put inside your brain when we fell, you know, when what I mean we fell is we fell when we fell from talking to God, because that's what they did. It was a demonic possession that has been on humanity. It's been a curse. So then that demon that they send on you knocks on your skull and asks for passage from that demon that the Jellins put in us and that is passed on through our genes. And then that demon gets entrance, and then that demon is told what to do. This is how it works. This is what these Freemasons covet. This is why they're so secretive, and I can tell you right now, they're turning over in their beds just as I speak about this, because it is the truth. This is what the NSA and the CIA don't want people to know, and they don't want it broken down just like this, because it is just like this. So you can't even imagine how many demonic entities that these people throw in and out of you every day through Wi-Fi, through TV, through movies, through Disney, through all the stuff that you see and hear. And then, then there's the holographic technology, holographic shadow realm demonic technology that is based on the same thing, but it's not of the physical world. It is of the shadow realm. So I want you to understand and really start to put your head around exactly what they're doing. And there is a cure. But, I'm probably one of the only people on the planet right now that can actually, deal with this and actually explain it to you, because I've broken through. They can't use their trigger bullets on me. And what's a trigger bullet? A trigger bullet is sent at you by a robotoid or a demon, and it goes through your wall, and it will hit the back of your skull, and then it will explode, and little nano demonic shadow demon technology will go inside your head filled with little goos, and then, go back into the places where the triggers are supposed to be. They have it all on file. This is why the CIA and NSA are actually keeping track of people. They digitally have digital holographic copies of your brain on file and keep it updated, because the brain is consistently evolving. So then, they will put a hex on your drink, hex on your food, and then when you eat it, you'll take in a demon, goes into your brain, and then you'll get on the phone, and then in comes the new goo triggers. Or you'll sit in some Wi-Fi, and all of a sudden you'll turn on the Wi-Fi and you'll feel fine, and then within 20 minutes you feel like something happened. But you don't know what it was. This is what they covet. The witches just had their solstice that they're celebrating and all this stuff. Hey witches, Earth hates you. She fucking hates you, your New Age movement, all your bullshit. Because honestly, if it was up to me, I'd go on a shooting spree and kill every fucking one of you. And be done with each and every fucking one of you, you and your whole goddamn bloodline. And that's the truth. Because not only are they trying to kill us, they're consistently casting digital spells on us. Now, what made me hip to this is I listened to a video by John Todd called Musical Spells. And it's a very old video. And supposedly they killed him for releasing this information. But I strongly urge you to go on YouTube and listen to Musical Spells. Or listen to Professor Griff, It's Bigger Than Hip Hop. They get a little bit more in depth into the music than I do. But I'm talking about the technology and the process that has been done to us and how they exactly do it. Now, in your brain, you have your frontal lobe, you have the part of your brain that when you think about sex, it lights up. You have every part of your brain lights up when you specifically think about something. So when the government is sitting there with a satellite watching you with Tempest, which Tempest has the ability to look inside your brain. Tempest can take a holographic picture of the house in real time, and your brain waves are bouncing off the electrical cords through your interaction with TV or whatever you're thinking, and it makes your brain light up. And so then Tempest can take a holographic image of your brain and see, what you're doing, and then through synthetic telepathy, they can listen to your thoughts. So I want you to understand what they're doing and why they're doing it. Because you're sitting there praying to the angels when the angels came down and raped us a long time ago. And now they're mentally raping us because they want to know our secrets. And because, some sick, deprived, inbred, pedophile, scumbag witches have, sold out with them. And they want to continue to steal our secrets. Our thoughts. Literally. Because they still want to figure out how we were able to talk to God. Because they didn't. And they're waiting for that one that reveals that big secret. How are we able to talk to God? How are they able to do this? How long has it been, angels? How long has it been, gelling? How long has it been, Freemasons, satanic priests, pedophiles? How long has it been that you've been teaching people that we have to go on to you to get to God? Because, the Jellin were so pissed off at humanity because we had a direct connection with God, and they didn't. So they come down and rape us and make us forget. And now, they're continuing to still rape us. What does the CIA do to mind control victims? What do you call what the NSA and the CIA are doing to you right now by hacking into your brain? It is mental rape. These psychopaths are rapists. So I want you to get the big picture of exactly what they've done and how they have a little demon and a little nano trigger that's cursed, that's programmed to go into your brain and make you forget, to block your ability. And what I mean by block your ability is block your ability. That is the very same thing the angels did when they came down in the Towers of Babel. They literally blocked our ability to talk to God. How did they do it? This is how they did it. So, I want you to understand one thing. If the angels were good, how the fuck would they know witchcraft back then? Because that's exactly what it is when they came down and made us forget how to talk to God. Because obviously they weren't talking to God. But they tell us the story like, oh yeah, God agreed to do this and God came down and did it. No, God didn't come down and did it because God is love. Any creature of love would not do this. God made the universes and the realms and all that stuff. And then these angels come down and say, it's like ladies. You're with a group of men, okay? And they're looking up girls' skirts. And they get caught. Are they going to admit to it? Hell no. They're going to lie through their teeth. They're going to do everything that they can to, oh no, and to make jokes about it. Oh no, it's not like that. But it is like that. So now we're talking about beastly beings that came down and raped women and gave them children that ripped their stomachs open. Literally. giants. They ripped the women apart sometimes and just walked out of them. See, they don't tell you these things. These things that they bred through Alexander's, genetic manipulation, through Lucifer's genetic manipulation. They don't tell you these things. But see, these are the very same things that's what they did. And these Freemasons and witches know this, and they pride themselves on this and being part of this. But they don't want you to know. Now you know. I hope I'm getting through to you and making some clarity. Stop praying to them. They're not God. Yeshua was a great man. His name was not Jesus. When he died, when he moved on, he was still Yeshua. Don't call God's son out of his name. Thou shalt not worship false idols. And in that Bible it says the beast was allowed to enter the church for 1,000 years. What do you think he did? Just sat there and did nothing? Well, knowledge is a powerful thing. And don't forget, for you Christians, in your Bible, pick it up and read. He had hair of wool and feet of bronze. Who has hair like wool? Black people. Who has, skin of bronze? Me. And I'm proud of it. So, thou shalt not worship false idols. But you do every day. And this is what the witches covet, and they laugh at you. And this is why the priest, who is the first level of an alchemist, wrote all those prayers that y'all say. You don't really even know what they're saying because it's demonic incantations. This is why they get away with raping kids. Now, for all you Madonna fans, check this out. I'll say it again. I've said it in other videos. It was just the solstice yesterday, okay? Now, I want you to understand, Madonna is one of the most evilest, sickest, twisted bitches out there. She's a witch. She puts incantations in her music. Now, listen to me. Nothing, and I do mean nothing, is like a prayer. A prayer is a prayer. The only thing that is the opposite of a prayer is an incantation. Do you understand? And can you feel that evil witch's power in the midnight hour? And it's like a dream, and I'll take you there, the shadow realm where demons come from. See, you've sung this song over and over 1,000 times, but you never get the trick. The bitch is a trick. She's a witch. All of them know this. The Kabbalists, the Cabal, what do you think they covet? They're not Hebrews. If you belong to the Church of the Kabbalah, you're demonic. This is why Orthodox Hebrews would go along and, beat the shit out of somebody trying to give somebody the Kabbalist Bible, because the Kabbalist Bible is, a shortened version of Kabbalism that nobody should have. I mean, if you study that, you should study Judaism for at least 35 to 40 years, and then you can go to Kabbalist school, because if you don't, the shit will drive you mad and you will be possessed. And every real Hebrew knows this. Not a fucking Zionist, not a Zionist Nazi, Ashkenazi, white Jew. That's what Hitler was. He was an Ashkenazi, Nazi, Zionist, white Jew. See, the Kabbalists, they covet this. And then when you talk about it, they say, oh, anti-Semitic and anti-this. No, don't get it confused. Because I know what it is. So I want people to understand that this is the trick of technology. And then once you understand this, and once you understand the fact that none of us really understand God because they were so afraid of us understanding God. And why is that? God is love. That's it. That's all. Now, when was the last time you told yourself that you love yourself? When was the last time you thought about, oh, I love myself? Have you ever thought about loving yourself and saying it to yourself? And not in the egotistical way saying, oh, I'm recognizing the God in me. That's some New Age shit. Because you can't, how can you recognize the God in you when you had demons crawling around in your head since you were born, and everything, that pretty much that you've seen and listened to has been demonically possessed by these fucking witches that control the music industry, Hollywood, C.I.A., NSA. It's all the same shit. So in order to recognize the God in you, you must understand what has been done, so you go through the process of undoing it. And it first starts with loving yourself, and not this euphoric bullshit like that yogists give you, and oh, you need to meditate and open your kundalini aura and stuff. Let me tell you something about the kundalini snake. The kundalini snake is evil. Yoga is fucking evil. It's the New Age movement. Because when you meditate and you open yourself up, what are you opening yourself up to, people? I mean, do you honestly think that in this age, especially of the things and the technology that I'm talking about, you possess the mental capacity to block out all of this stuff? Because in order to possess the mental capacity to block out all these things, you must understand what I'm explaining to you. And how many of you understand all of this? Very few. See, everybody wants to fast track and be given, these things by yogis and bullshit gurus. Gurus, people claiming to be enlightened when they're not. They're happy to lead you down the wrong path so they can put a demon in your life that makes you feel euphoric and gives you a little bit of peace because you're not being, attacked all the time by other demons, which most people are. See, there's a big difference between walking with possession and not walking with possession and being attacked because you're not with the program. So all you people that are, with yoga and think that your life is oh so hunky-dory and you're wake up. The Kundalini aura, the Kundalini orgasm is the anal orgasm, which is why these priests rape little boys, and this is why young girls get sodomized to break open the Kundalini aura at a young age to bring in a demon so they can be possessed, so they can be controlled, and then mind control can be instated. This is a fact. This is the Kundalini energy. And so for all you yogis that embrace the snake, it is snake worship. It is key worship. And I do mean key, like putting a key in a car, not like chi key. So I want you to understand why they do this. In mind control, they do this to you because it is key worship. When the demon comes in, the demon has the key to your brain and your soul. So then here comes the key maker to your brain. The key maker basically makes a binaural demonic code for the demon to accept, and only the key maker and the demon knows that code. And the Kundalini demon starts breaking down your mind and making it accessible to keys. This is why the demons do key worship. They worship this shit. This is the same process of what the angels did to us. When they came down and raped the women, they anally raped them. And then they spread their seeds into them. And then, you know, the same thing with the key worship, same process. So they could control their seeds. And so their seeds could control humanity. It's a process, it's a scientific process. So I want you to understand exactly what they do. And all you yogis and all you people out there, you know, this process was done to your parents. And parents, since the days of the fallen. So don't think that, you know, you're excluded from this, because you're not. So I want you to understand what key worship is, and what snake worshipers are, and why the Kundalini energy is the symbol, is the snake wrapped around the spine. What does that mean? What is the spine? The spine is direct to all your nerves, to your brain stem, to your brain. It is direct control. So for all you enlightened people and so-called light workers and doing this and, you know, meditating and this and this and this, how many of those demons have told you this that you commune with, huh? How many of those spirits have told you this that you commune with? This is the truth. This is science. Broken down with, you know, other biblical stuff, but I came to these conclusions. And this is how I was able to break through. I'm very good at what I do and highly intelligent. And they're so scared of me, and they're so scared of me putting this video out, because this is the truth. This is what they covet. And I want you to understand that God is love, and you can't know God until you love yourself. And once you love yourself and start loving yourself and understanding what has been done and what needs to be undone, and the process, because it's a scientific process, then you will understand love. And you will understand love isn't sex. You understand that love isn't, you know, telling some women that, oh, this and this and this. And we don't understand love. We're not even capable of it, because it's been stripped from us. Because we're so obsessed with this demonic technology all around us. Take time to yourself. Think one thought to its end. And it's going to be a tough journey, because guaranteed, if you're a targeted individual, if you're a smart person, a beautiful person, trust me, you got demons around you. And what I mean by demons is people that are demonically possessed, more so, and that just have accepted it, and they're either a controller or a handler, one or the other. Controller, handler, or enforcer. You know, I have key makers around me, CIA key makers across the street. I have an enforcer, CIA enforcer living next door to me. And this is what they do. I have 2 key makers. Oh, or excuse me, a gatekeeper and a key maker living across the street from me. And I have an enforcer living next door to me. And they're all CIA. And they can all hear me, and I want them to know, because they're fucking dead. I don't give a fuck about witches. And if I could get away with it, I would go over to their house and fucking slice them up right now, but I'm not that mad of a person. I just wish somebody else would do it. But I'll say it. I'll be the first to say it. Because they know that, I figured it out. And he can't figure it out. He has to be put under. Put him to sleep. Put in some more triggers. Sleep, I mean, seriously. This is what they do. They try to cast spells when they're like, sleep. And, have you ever been in a place where just all of a sudden you're just sleepy and you just conk out? Witches. But this is what they do. Because they program you when you sleep. So anyway, I thought I would cover some things, piss some more stupid witches off and let them know they're dead as shit. Because once it's out, it's out. And I want people to understand the thing about the truth. You may not understand how powerful the truth is, but once I even speak these things, I put it out into the universe to be heard and to be known and to be picked up and to vibrate and to just go. Go, 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 go. And now I'm doing a video of it, which puts it out there even more. So, thanks for your time. I will do my best to break things down more once I get more established. But I can tell you right now, they're really not happy about this video. And to my gatekeeper, and to the keymaker, and to the enforcer, fuck off and die. You're all fucking dead. Okay? I mean, basically, they're witches and warlock hackers, people. The gatekeeper is the keeper of the new binaural codes. The key maker is the keeper of the key that, they basically turn in your head to let you in. And the enforcer is the guy that keeps up with the new thought process and actually has the EEG machine and, enforcing everything in the new memories and what they want you to do and all this stuff. They're all witches. Digital hackers. Brain hackers. Welcome to 2014. This was the struggle, but it's not a struggle. They're so stupid. I mean, it's like once you figure it out, you're like, that's it? That's it? And literally, that's it. And then you're like, oh my God. And they spend all this money to do this. I mean, I can't fathom how much money they pay these people across the street and this dude next to me with his fake wife and this little girl that they raped. How much money they pay them every day to just keep me asleep, Because they knew I was on the border of figuring it out, but I figured it out, so what? Is he gonna kill me now, huh? I'm waiting in my house with a fucking machete. Seriously. So, anyway, don't forget about love. It's very important. In order to find it, in order to understand it, you have to understand how to get back there. Because they tried to push us down. Well, it's time to push them down. Same way they pushed us down, we're going to push them down. Pushers. To all you pushers, you know who you are. To all you shooters. To all you sex drivers. I know all your names. See, people, these are their, how can I put it? The witches have covens. And they all get assigned a specific job for specific people. And these are their names. So anyway, to all those people, fuck them, fuck you, your family, your friends, your whole fucking bloodline. Done. I'll be able to say it, I love saying it, but it's the truth, because I don't covet shit. I mean, what's the point of coveting things? That's you. Keep your secrets. I'm gonna put it out because I want people to understand it and be relieved and then be like, oh my God, and then put a bullet in them and just not have any remorse for it at all. Just like that. Once you understand, you really, really start to understand, and once the process starts, it takes off on its own. So, anyway, have a good day and understand about love and love yourself first, because you can't love anyone or anything until you love yourself. And that is the honest to God truth. If you don't love yourself and you're so wrapped up in misery, you need to get the shit out your life. And praying to angels, that's only going to curse you more. Because, hey, I mean, it's like, look at what they brought to humanity. Rape and witchcraft. They brought it to humanity. And then all of a sudden we're supposed to pray to supposedly the ones that are fighting the bad ones? Give me a fucking break. But anyway, this is what people do. This is what they have us doing. Okay? It's like, okay, there are good angels and there are bad. No. Ladies, how fine are you? How beautiful are you? Have you been to Brazil? Have you been to Romania? Have you been to Africa? Have you really seen beautiful women? Like the recent ones? Okay, so now you know what I'm getting at. What, you think that the angels, they fell on the women a long time ago that were like prehistoric, borderline, Aboriginal. And yeah, I'm sure they look good, but not like the women now. So imagine, you're still praying to these stupid fucking angels that are having these Freemasons that stalk you over Facebook, that have things like fashion TV, that have the most beautiful women that's run by the cartel, that's run by them, where if you have, enough money, you can go to Playboy, or you can go to fashion TV and fuck any woman you want. If you have the right money, if you're Freemason. It's prostitution. It's the biggest business in the world. And they run it. The Jellins. You better believe it. It's their business. It's about the women and it's nothing else. That's why all these men get down with them. They love it. Free pussy, ladies. Don't forget, the war in heaven started over you. That's what they don't want the women to understand. It started over you. Wake the fuck up and quit praying to these demonic entities and take back your power. It's as simple as that. Take a look around and wake up. I'm C.I.A, black man, breaking it down once again for all of these ignorant fucking fools and pissing off demons and, slapping them in the fucking face saying, get the fuck back. Have a good day. It's like that.